Hey everyone, it's Ryan with the Hambletonian Society, and we're ready to kick off the 2021 Road to the Hambletonian. That's right, the big day will be August 7th at the Meadowlands. $1 million on the line. The best 3-year-old trotters will battle it out for that $1 million purse. But you don't just show up on August 7th and expect to win. No, there's going to be plenty of prep races, and that's what we're here to do. We're here to break down all the prep races, try to showcase all of about, I would expect 15 or so horses that could win the thing, that will be participating in the Hambletonian Limbs. Top 10 make the final. Remember, that rule has changed. Last year was the first year back from heats. But before we go into the actual horses, let's look at the actual schedule. Now, last year to this year, we've had a change. Before, we had the Earl Beale Limb and the Sun Stakes at Pocono on 4th of July weekend. So that would be normally a major prep race for a lot of these horses. That was on the road to the Hambletonian. But we've had a switch. The Yonkers Trot and the Yonkers Stakes that were normally on Labor Day weekend have swapped with the Sun Stakes at Pocono. So now the Yonkers Trot will be, the Yonkers Trot Limbs will be June 25th, and the Yonkers Trot Final will be July 2nd. I don't believe that many of the horses that will be racing in the Hambletonian will also be racing at the Yonkers Trot. Normally that doesn't happen. We get a couple of Triple Crown winners, a couple of horses, bing, bang, boom, they bop back and forth. But generally, a lot of the Hambletonian horses don't race on a half-mile track at Yonkers. So I think we have to kind of back that out of the road to the Hambletonian. Now, they've also added another race at the Meadowlands. So we have, if you take a look at the schedule, we have 5 straight weeks at the Meadowlands for 3-year-old trotters. We've got the Reynolds on July 10th. We've got the Stanley Dancer July 17th, the Tompkins Gears July 24th, the Hambletonian Limb July 31st, and the Hambletonian Final August 7th. That's 5 straight weeks at the Meadowlands, at the racetrack. You're going to have plenty of prep time to make sure that your horse is ready to roll on August 7th. Now, I believe most of the horses will probably race 4 out of these 5 weeks. They're going to skip the Yonkers Trot, maybe give the horse a little bit breather, because it's going to be, this is the hottest time of the month, hottest time of the year. We all know the swamp in New Jersey. It's very hot and humid that time of the year, so it's going to be rough on them. So I think a lot of horses are going to be skipping the Yonkers Trot. Now, the Reynolds, Stanley Dancer, and Tompkins Gears, I think 2 out of those 3 races, horses will be racing. Maybe the July 24th Tompkins Gears, that will be we've seen a lot of horses have a last minute prep. Maybe they do a bridle change. Maybe they try different shoeing. This schedule is absolutely amazing for the Hambletonian because, again, it's 5 straight weeks. The focus is on the Meadowlands. Now that we've got the schedule and what to look forward to, let's break down the top 3 horses. This is how it ended last year.
To the inside on a streak. Venerate, time is running out. In range to the inside. Final 16th. It's On a Streak who's taken the lead. On a Streak wins the Breeders' Crown. It won 52-4. A stakes record.
Last year, On a Streak wins the Breeders' Crown final. Venerate and In Range were 2nd and 3rd. Venerate and In Range were both Breeders' Crown elimination winners. So the 3 Breeders' Crown 2-year-old trot were won by these 3 horses the last time we saw them. Let's look at Venerate. Why is Venerate number 1 on Ken Warkentin's power rankings all through the winter, every week? Well, it started with the Mohawk Million. The inaugural Mohawk Million, Woodbine Mohawk Park. Venerate here has post 10. He's away 8th. Andy McCarthy, because of COVID, he was up in Canada racing Ramona Hill, so he got the drive and got to drive Venerate. I think that's the only time he ended up driving him. Andy Miller's back on the bike, but here he is. He's post 10 again, 7th on the outside, strolling up. We're gonna fast forward a little bit. 2nd over, and he just absolutely comes off cover and just does his job. Absolutely explodes. Does his thing. Didn't even seem like he's really stressing himself. He's got a beautiful gait to him. Wins the inaugural Mohawk Million from post 10. Andy McCarthy in that orange bike. You're not going to see that too often. Now we're in the Breeders' Crown Limb. Andy Miller's back on board. Now, the Breeders' Crown Limb, it was rainy that night, so we're going to give a little bit of pass on some of these horses. But here he is, Venerate, number 4, change of tactic. He's going to leave. Now, here's an interesting stat. Hollywood Hayden would be proud of this one. He actually switched to an open bridle for the Breeders' Crown. He's racing in a Breeders' Crown Limb with an open bridle. Only 2 Breeders' Crowns for 2-year-old colt trotters have been won with an open bridle over the last 20 years. And that was Walner and Pilgrim's Taj. So Andy Miller and Julie Miller taking a shot against the stats on racing with an open bridle. Obviously, he didn't win the Breeders' Crown Final, so that stat stays very interesting. But I found it very interesting that he raced with an open bridle for the Breeders' Crown Limb and for the Breeders' Crown Final. Anyway, back to the race. He gets away on the lead. You could see he's 5-2 here. Captain Corey 2-5 in the pocket. We'll get to him on another episode. But change of tactic for Venerate. He's going to race on the lead. Again, I think Andy didn't really want to be behind any mud. It was just one of those Breeders' Crown nights where it was cold and rainy and windy and nobody wants to sit behind anybody. So Venerate on the lead, and not normally on the lead, really. A lot of his work was done off the trot. So here comes Captain Corey, and he's going to take a shot. But Venerate was like, no, you can just chill, my man. And Venerate just absolutely trots away from Captain Corey. Great mile here, great prep. You can see the open bridle. He's looking at the horse. He says, no, you're not getting by me. Great last quarter. Andy Miller, as confident as he could ever be going into the Breeders' Crown Final. Time in the mile, 1:52.2, 27-1 last quarter. The Breeders' Crown Final, we had a different tactic by Andy Miller. Again, this was a beautiful night, so maybe he wasn't in a rush to get to the lead. But here's Venerate. Again, we see open bridle. On a Streak is actually here, number 4. But again, we're going to focus on Venerate here. So Venerate gets away nice, easy in the middle of the pack. On a Streak goes out to the front. In range, number 3. He's there. Captain Corey does not want to sit behind Venerate this time, as he got the best of him. So Captain Corey goes to the lead. And I think, I don't know what Andy's decision was here, because Venerate looks fairly calm right here, sitting 5th. And Captain Corey makes it nice and easy to the lead. But Andy tries to quarter move, and I really don't know why he was expecting, or if he was expecting Oka to let him go. But here comes Andy chilling on the outside. Again, open bridle. I think he realizes that he's stuck out there. So Andy grabs up a little bit, chills on the outside. Maybe hopes that Oka will keep rolling and not back into him. They go to the half and 55 in a piece. It is a strong opening quarter. I think Andy knows, okay, I'm just chilling on the outside. Andy might be one of the best drivers at this, just chilling for a North American driver. We all know the European and down under guys can do this no problem, but Venerate's chilling on the outside. And I don't know if he knows he's got Captain Corey beat, but he waits till the stretch. Andy still really isn't driving on him. He's still not gaining. Captain Corey should have won this race, flat out. But here's Venerate. Now Andy starts to drive on a little bit. Venerate does his job. He passes Captain Corey, but On a Streak was able to go up the inside. Same thing with In Range here on the 3. Those 3 hit the line together. And there's your top 3. Again, back to the original. Let's take it to this year now. Where are we this year? Where is Venerate this year? Well, he's only got 2 qualifiers under his belt. And man, are those 2 qualifiers, whoo, they are good. So here's his first qualifier. He's got post 4. We're not going to watch the whole thing as we don't need to. But he gets away nice, gets away second. I don't know who's there, who's on the lead. 28-3 opening quarter. Nice and easy, 57-2 half. Here he is still with an open bridle. Notice that open bridle. He looks good. Boy, does he look good. Pops out of the 2-hole. And just like in the Breeders' Crown, I don't know if he likes the long stretch, but watch how he kind of, Breeders' Crown, same deal. He kind of hovered a little bit, mid-stretch, and then all of a sudden, he gets going and right down by the wire. Look at the distance he puts on this horse that he beat. The last 16th of a mile, which is, again, where he beat Captain Corey in the Breeders' Crown. Couldn't beat On a Streak, but the last 16th, very important for Venerate. 54-1 last quarter and 27-3. Perfect opening qualifier. Nothing went crazy. Nothing went wrong. Second qualifier, all you want to do is build on that. Now, we've also got Southwind Tyrion. We'll get to him in another episode. Again, we're going to focus on Venerate, number 2. He's got some older horses in here. So it's a mixed batch, only 5 horses. So you can only do what you can do. So these are the older horses in the lead. These are the 3-year-olds. Venerate looks good, but we've switched bridles. No open bridle for Venerate. That's going to be interesting to watch throughout this season. I'm going to take a close eye on that and see how many times Venerate races with an open bridle, closed bridle, hood, whatever he's got on. But again, nice and easy. Gets away from the gate. He's got a beautiful long stride to him. 29 quarter, nice soft. We're going to get to the half. 57, so they sped up the backstretch, which is exactly, you didn't want to get to the half in 59 if you're Venerate. I mean, you want some speed. Now we're at 3 quarters. 3 quarters and 125-4. Now again, look at that hood. You could really see it. Now same deal. Watch, he pulls out. He's going to tip outside, and he's just kind of, I don't want to say he's hanging, but he's just, okay. Now watch, the last 16th of a mile just absolutely destroys anybody in his field of vision. And the last 16th of a mile had to have been sub 12 seconds, around 12 seconds, 12, 13 seconds. Mile of 52-3, a 26-3 last quarter. 2 for 2, improving a full second off his last quarter from the last start. Venerate is as strong and as solid as you could be right now. That's why he's going to stay number 1, and we're just going to look forward to watching him race. But again, watch for the open bridle, closed bridle, or hood, or whatever thing he's going to have on his head, because he's raced both ways, seems to do it no matter what. Now we're going to go to in range. In range, again, he won the Breeders' Crown a limb. He was able to snake up the inside, finish right with Venerate and On a Streak. We're not going to show his qualifiers. I wanted to get right into the races because Venerate only has qualifiers, so we can't go into the races. So On a Streak raced in the PA Sire Stakes. Here he is, post 4. This is his first start of the year. All last year, he raced a lot from off the trot. And I think when you have that, you have to almost do the opposite. You have to show that you can have all fields of expertise. You can come from off the trot, you can leave, you can pull first over, you can do whatever you want. This way, your competition doesn't know exactly what you're going to do and how to beat you. So here we go. Tim Tetrick moves to the front. He's 1-9. This field, I mean, it's not like he really had a choice. When you're 1-9, you just want to move to the front and not let anything get in your way. Jujubee, 9-2. Half in 57. He makes a run at in range. I don't know if he caught Tim off guard. Tim is going to the whip here. He does not want to let him by. But now I think he decides, okay, well, he came at me really quick. Let me cover my horse up. I got maybe caught sleeping a little bit. The horse maybe couldn't accelerate as quick as he wanted to off the turn. But Jujubee takes the lead. I don't think Tim was that worried. He only gave his horse a couple of taps and then decided to yield. Now he's sitting in the 2-hole, but again, 27-1 backstretch. Tim's sitting chill in the 2-hole. I don't think he's really worried here. I think he just got caught a little off guard. Here comes in range. Beautiful out of the pocket. Pops the earplugs. You could see them dangling. In range, able to stroll up, get past Jujubee. This is going to be a mile 52-3, last quarter and 28. That is a good opening race. I mean, a very fast last half, 55-1 last half. Now, unfortunately, in range's second start, he did make a break. He didn't even get to the gate, just refused the gate. And that that may hurt him. That may force In Range to race one more time in that 5-week stretch we were talking about earlier. So that was a costly error. And now In Range was forced to go in a prep race at the Meadowlands, a 3-year-old open. A lot of Hambletonian horses in this race. So here's In Range. He's got the post 2. Makes the gate. Okay, that was a good step. I'm sure Marcus and Tim were a little bit worried about that. After the, you don't see that too often where a horse just refuses the gate and never gets on the trot. So here he is, post 2, gets away 4th. Nice easy mile. Now he's in a spot that he likes. Right in the middle, can come from off the trot. That's where he's seemed to do his best work, is when he's following a horse. We're not going to focus on any of these other horses. We'll get to them in a whole nother episode. We're just going to focus on In Range here. He's 4th. Here he moves to the outside. He's going to get cover from Lindy Musclemania, which again, we'll talk about him at a later date. He's second over here. Perfect spot. So now he should be ready to pounce 3 wide, storm home. Instead, he just kind of flattens out. And I know they went 3/4 of 123 and 4, but that's expected. If you want to win the Hambletonian, 3/4 of 123 is about your normal. And In Range just fades, finishes 4th. I think he gets placed 3rd because maybe Lindy Musclemania is on a break. But 51 and 2, last quarter and 27 apiece. That's what you're going to have to do to win the Hambletonian, flat out. And he needs to do more. Maybe that extra race at Pocono that he missed, we're going to give him a pass. He's still a good trotter. He's still fast enough. But that costly break at Pocono may force them to race an extra race in the middle there at the Meadowlands. And who knows? After 5 weeks of racing, he may get tired in the Hambletonian final. So we look forward to seeing In Range improve his game. We're going to finish it off with On a Streak. We watched On a Streak win the Breeders' Crown. He qualified. He's had 2 races since he qualified. And honestly, they weren't as impressive, I guess would be the word, as Venerate, or even solid as In Range. So here he is. He's in the PA Stallion Series, not even the PA Sire Stakes. The PA Stallion Series is a sub 1. So here's On a Streak. He's got post 3, Bob McClure. As you can see, Bob's blue helmet. On a Streak, he's always had good gate speed. He's going to leave the gate. Now again, this is a softer field, so there's no reason why. It's not the PA Sire Stakes. This is the Stallion Series. So he gets away second. Nice, easy, perfect. He's going to quarter move to the front. 28 and 2 to the quarter. And he gets a very soft half. Very, very soft half. 57 and 4. $29 and 2. I know this is his first start. Okay, 57 and 4. We'll take that. He's going up the backstretch. Here he starts to actually, he pulls the plugs at the 3/4 pole. You can see the plugs dangling there. And you can see Bob's working on him. 3/4 of 127 and 3. Now, that was 29 and 4. Bob's going to work on him. We saw In Range have to go 27 and 1 backstretch at Meadows and, got past. This horse, this is a very just okay. Just okay. Well, he doesn't even pull away. That's what I would like to see. Venerate in his qualifier pulled away from everybody. This horse, he only comes last quarter in 28 and 4. 56 and 2. First start, we'll give it an okay. We'll just give it a B to C. Okay, maybe we're going to make some changes. Now he moves to Yonkers Raceway. Now this is, remember what I was talking about the schedule earlier. The Yonkers Trot, not too many horses are going to be racing in it. But On a Streak will. Clearly, why would you prep a race at Yonkers, a non-winners of 4, at Yonkers if you're not planning on winning the Yonkers Trot? So I don't know if they're going to kind of substitute the Yonkers Trot. The Yonkers Trot is still a lucrative purse, $500,000. But I almost wonder if you're kind of giving up your Hambletonian prep and hoping the horse is good on Hambletonian Day to go and prep for the Yonkers Trot. because I don't think On a Streak is going to race the Yonkers Trot Elim, Yonkers Trot Final, and then a bunch of those races at the Meadowlands. So he's going to have not that many chances to get his speed. Racing at Yonkers, you're not going to be able to get speed. It's a half-mile track. So here we are, now winners of 4 at Yonkers. Again, another soft field that he's facing against. He's got post 4. Andy McCarthy is in the bike. I guess Bob McClure must have went back up to Canada. I don't know what the deal with COVID is and all that stuff. So here he is at Yonkers, Andy McCarthy. Strong leaving. Again, he looks perfect on a half. This is going to be your Yonkers Trot winner. So good for them. They're going after the money. Looks great on a half-mile track. I mean, he's smooth here. He looks perfect. Opening quarter in 27-4. That's what I want to see. I want to see some fast quarters. I want to see, even on a half-mile track, that is a beautiful opening fast quarter. Gets to the half in 58, though. So 30-1 second quarter. Again, Andy McCarthy's, this isn't going to be his Hambletonian horse. This may be his Yonkers Trot horse, so he doesn't want to really stretch him out. There's no need. Half mile in 58. Nobody's even testing him. There's no horse in his league, really. 3/4 of 1, 27-1. Okay, nice 27 and same, almost the same 3/4 at Pocono. So you know he's improving a little bit. Now Andy gets to work on him. Now this again is where I would expect this horse to take off. You have to take off here. And On a Streak, you could see his strides are shortening. He's getting tired. His back, his hind is getting a little tired. He only wins by 3/4 of a length. Mile in 57. Last quarter in 29-4. Not something I want to see from your supposed top 3 horse for the Hambletonian. But again, I think he's going to win the Yonkers Trot. So that's okay. Overall, Venerate gets an A+ for his 2 qualifiers. Pulls away from the field, gets better at both starts. We'll look forward to seeing what type of bridle he uses. In range, that costly break at Pocono may end up making them force him to have to race another race or two to kind of get him situated. He needs to do more. And On a Streak, I think he's going to be prepping for the Yonkers Trot. He's going to be your Yonkers Trot winner. Good for him. But will that cost them the precious prep time and racing time you need to trot in 50? You need to trot in 50. So he needs to gain 6 or 7 seconds. Venerate, very close right now, even in range, has the speed to do it. Does On a Streak? Can he do it? Those are going to be my 3 questions for the top 3 horses coming up. Next couple of episodes, we will visit all of the other horses, all of the other prep races. Southwind Tyrion, Captain Corey, the Svanstedt crew, the Melander crew, Tactor's horses. We've got Really Fast, Mona Moore, a whole bunch of other horses. So look forward. We'll be putting that out over the next couple of days and in the next couple of weeks before we hit that precious 5-week stretch at the Meadowlands.